From a lady that smuggled cocaine in her breasts, to a Mexican cartel who tried to hide weed as watermelons, we count 10 of the dumbest drug smugglers of all time. Number 10. Jeep stuck on fence. Tunnelers under the US-Mexico border are nothing new, but authorities spotted two smugglers taking a different approach. The duo tried to use metal ramps to drive an SUV over the 4.3 meter tall border fence. They had to abandon their plan when their Jeep Cherokee became stuck on top of the barrier and they were unable to dislodge the 2-ton vehicle. In a statement by police, it was said that the Jeep was empty, but agents said it was probably filled with contraband, like bales of marijuana, before it became stuck on top of the fence. The pair then took the drugs and fled back into Mexico. Number 9. Marijuana cannon. Drug smugglers, fed up with getting busted while crossing the border, decided they wouldn't risk physically crossing the thing anymore. So they decided to fit an old pickup truck with a cannon made from plastic pipe, a crude metal tank, and compressed air from an old engine. Police in the border city of Mexico said the device was able to fire cylinders packed with up to 30 pounds of weed at a single time. US officers also told the Mexican police force that they had been confiscating a large number of drug packages that appeared to have been fired over the border, which helped with the finding of this particular weed cannon. Number 8. Mr. Potato Head. People have tried to smuggle drugs in vegetables many times, so that was what probably inspired someone to try and smuggle drugs in this beloved children's toy named Mr. Potato Head. Upon opening the parcel, the officers were greeted with the smiling face of the toy, which features a potato-like head with removable facial features. But when they removed the panel from the back of the toy, the officers found 293 grams, or 10.34 ounces, of ecstasy in a plastic bag. The toy and its not-so-legal contents was sent to Australia from Ireland. The Australian Customs Service referred the matter to federal police. No arrests were immediately made, although the maximum penalty for importing drugs into Australia is life imprisonment. Number 7. Self-incrimination. If you're going to smuggle 27 pounds of methamphetamine into the US, it might not be a good idea to park your car in a lot along the border designated for mandatory inspection by federal agents. That's what California woman Sylvia Mejia did when she attempted and initially succeeded to cross the border into San Diego. The Los Angeles woman had 17 packages of meth hidden inside her 2006 Ford Focus. Vehicles in that area are subject to a thorough driver questioning, close vehicle inspection, and even a canine inspection. It's usually the next step when an agent's suspicions are triggered by either a driver or passenger. The meth seized is enough to carry a felony drug importation charge. If convicted, she faces a minimum 5-year sentence. Number 6. Breast implants. A Panamanian woman has been arrested in Spain with fake breast implants that turned out to be plastic bags containing 1.4 kilograms of cocaine, which has a street value of at least 240,000. Cruel traffickers forced the 28-year-old woman to undergo surgery where several bags of the Class A drug were inserted beneath her skin, much like a breast implant. When questioned, she said she had plastic surgery 2 months before, but the wounds were still open and she was still bleeding. She was taken to the hospital where the cocaine bags were removed. Spanish police said thousands of people try to take illegal drugs into the country every year, but this is the first time they've ever come across fake breast implants containing cocaine. A police source said that her arrest most likely saved her life, as she may not have survived much longer with such quantities of the substance in her body. Number 5. Weed chair. Authorities have arrested 19-year-old Dante Jonah Damas, a man posing as a disabled person when crossing the US-Mexico border. Border Patrol men at the San Ysidro crossing said that when Damas went through customs into the United States while in his wheelchair, that he looked anxious and nervous when the drug sniffer dog came up to him at the pedestrian processing area. After a thorough search, the agents found 3 packages of marijuana wrapped tightly under the seat of his wheelchair. Damas was in fact not disabled, officials report, but rather used the wheelchair as a strategy to smuggle his drugs. The wheelchair was soon seized by US Customs and Border Protection, and Damas was turned over to US Immigration and Custom Enforcement. He was held at the San Diego Country Jail on $35,000 bail and had to appear in court on a later date. Number 4. In A Melon. US Customs and Border Patrol officers stopped a driver of a tractor trailer carrying what appeared to be watermelons near Tucson, Arizona. After X-ray scanning the suspicious fruit, they discovered the watermelons were really packages of marijuana, only painted to resemble them. The Drug Enforcement Administration took custody of the marijuana and the tractor. The value is estimated to be in the millions, but officials are still determining the street value and total weight of the marijuana. Number 3. Number plate. A woman has been charged with plotting to transport cocaine from the United States to Canada after authorities found her inside a vehicle with the license plate Smuggler outside a hotel named the Smugglers Inn. After pulling the car over, they discovered a box with 9 bricks of coke weighing nearly 24 pounds. The driver and owner of the inn figured it was just a Christmas present. Passenger Jasmine Clare then confessed and agreed to work with the authorities. Jasmine was bringing the drugs through for a friend she recently had met. He said there was no risk in what you are doing. It's so easy and you're a girl. She then accepted, and the man gave her a few $100s for gas and for a room at the hotel. Once she arrived, he was then going to pay her a further $4,000 for the delivery. The rest of the money was going towards a $325,000 drug debt the man had incurred from losing a 115-pound load of marijuana. Number 2. Powdered soup packets. Authorities have arrested Pennsylvanian man Jose Acevedo, who allegedly tried to smuggle more than 4 pounds of cocaine through Dallas International Airport using powdered soup packets, some of which still had rice in them. Police estimate the wholesale value of the cocaine at about $52,000, with a street value of up to $140,000. Acevedo initially told investigators that he was self-employed as a courier transporting items to the United States from Guatemala, where his flight had originated. He also said that his courier service was called Sultana Express, and that he did not know who gave him the items to be transported, who was supposed to pick them up, or what the packages contained. Number 1. Ass to mouth. Donald Curtis Denny, a 56-year-old convicted felon, was arrested by FBI agents at a federal prison in Florence after plotting with his incarcerated son to smuggle drugs into the facility over a monitored phone line. According to an FBI agent's report, Denny planned to smuggle a golf ball-sized chunk of black tar heroin he had wrapped in plastic and hid in his rectum. Authorities say Denny was going to transfer the drugs by giving his 29-year-old son a mouth-to-mouth kiss after receiving the package from Where the Sun Doesn't Shine. He would then distribute it around the other inmates for an increased price. The pair planned to make about $20,000.